All right, we're going to go ahead and get rolling. If you have any questions in the chat, put those, and then Monica will be monitoring that. And then she'll stop me. I have her on my phone, and she will let me know if anybody does it. So we'll run through this real quick. We have people still showing up, but they will kind of catch up as we go. So I will go ahead and turn off my video, and we will jump right into Facebook marketing for real estate agents. All right. So today's agenda is going to be kind of an overview level of Instagram and Facebook. What this is going to do is it's going to show you the mindset about Facebook, changing your mindset, giving you things that you don't have, types of posts, when to post it, how to post it, how to control your friends list, what your business page should at least look like, and then kind of some business pages versus personal. Again, this is a very high level overview. So if you do have questions, get with us after, or for our friends that are watching this recording, just kind of reach out, and we have strategies and plans and teams that we work with that can help you set all of this up. So I am the Mortgage Exchange. I'm the branch manager. We are located over in Anderson. We cover pretty much the entire East Coast. Our specialty is everything from HELOCs all the way over to commercial. There's not much that we can't do. We're represented by over 100 different companies. That's why people like to stick with us, because they know they're going to get the best of the best every single time. We don't sell programs. We sell the process. So, question that everybody asks is, a $2.5 million in volume producer, what do they have as a friends list, or what do they have as friends, or how many people are they connected to on Facebook, starting out with just Facebook, not Instagram? So this question comes up a lot, but it's, believe it or not, it's 255 people. If you work on a database of 255 people, you should average around a $2.5 million pull-through rate if you're working it correctly. That means you got to utilize Facebook for its intentions, and it's reaching out to a mass amount of people without spending a ton of money. That is the strategy that I have used for years. We average about 25 to 30 closings just from social media alone. And it's working it and creating your plan and creating your strategy. Biggest limiting mindset that people have when moving on to this style of doing business on Facebook is, one, they won't accept my friend request, adding creepy people. I like my privacy. I hate social media. My newsfeed is already full of junk. Well, we'll start with number one. 95% of people will accept your friend request as long as you're connected to about 50 people. Adding creepy people, well, yeah, there are creepy people everywhere, so be as private as you want. Don't add the people that will kind of make them know that they're already creepy, right? So just don't add people that you don't feel comfortable with. I hate social media. I hate social media too, but it is changing the mindset of it is using it as a huge CRM versus using it as a time suck. And then my news feed will be full of junk. Well, we're going to control that today, and making sure that you're showing up on the correct news feeds, you're getting in front of the right people. Because with the algorithm, with just a normal personal account, you're only limited seeing roughly 25 people. So that is the thing that people need to realize. Now, you can go all the way up to 5,000 friends. Once you kind of reach that 5,000 friends, you can kind of change your profile over to more of a influencer profile. But that is a conversation for yourself and your future date as you're building your profile. Business opportunities are like buses, there's always another one coming. So that is what we're doing here. We are trying to open up as many opportunities to sell to the people that we're already connected to by letting them know what we do. Again, it's all about creating a plan. Here's a basic marketing plan that I have followed, and I have followed it for about a year now. And it's all about consistency and post. Depending on where you're trying to go, there's different things out there that are saying, how much is too much? How much is too little? but it's all going to be about where you're at. Like if you have 200 friends and you post twice a day like this, you're probably going to lose friends. If you have an influencer account, obviously the more you post, the better the algorithm works. It's all about algorithm. It's all about making Facebook look good. It's all about keeping you on Facebook. It's all about utilizing their metaverse. They're trying to take over this social media realm. You got to understand the backing of Zuckerberg and his team and what they're trying to do. They are trying to make sure that you stay on Facebook, you stay on Instagram, you're seeing what they want you to see. It's all about controlling it, right? So here's my basic plan. So the morning on Monday, we do a motivational post, get something to get people's mindsets in the correct order. Again, 50% of people get their news from social media. So you want to post positive stuff. There's enough negativity in the world, so stay positive. Afternoons, you want to stick towards newsletters, interesting things from the day, and posts from the weekend. So we're going to get into more detail by what I mean by that here in the next slide or two, but I just kind of want to give you an idea of where we're starting. On Tuesday, you want to do some sort of market update. Afternoon, interesting thing from the day. Wednesday, 5-star review or a past client review. Wednesday is a good time to throw in what we call an interactive question. Again, we're going to go over all these in more detail. Thursday, educate the masses. And then in the afternoon, just ask I need or an open house for the weekend. On Friday, people are already checked out on social media. So try to plan something fun for the weekend or talk about your local presence. And then kind of somewhat keep it personal. So that is a Monday through Friday. These are things that are set up to help you, engage your audience, engage your people. Again, it's all about how many people you have or how many people you want on there. Okay. So from 7 or so, let's put ourselves in the timeline or a daily of a normal 9-to-5 person, right? I don't know how long everybody's been in this business, but I can tell you that my day has not been 9-to-5 for about 10 years now. So just for a second, especially when you're posting, put yourself into the daily plan of a normal person. 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., get up, wake up, get ready. What do they do first? They grab their phone, they look at their social medias. What happened? Check email, whatever. They're on their phones. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., out the door, get to where they need to be, get located. If they're sitting in traffic, whatever that means, they're going to get on social media one more time. 9 to 11, they're going to get in, they're going to check their work emails, they're going to get their coffee, potty break, because remember, boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why they poop on company time. Always remember that. Just any normal job, put yourself in there. Think about the last 9-to-5 that you had. You use the bathroom more than you should. So then from 11 a.m. to about 1 p.m., that's when the lunch breaks start to happen. Again, back on social media. And then they finish out their day and kind of get planned from there. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I have found is kind of not the best time to do that because they're actually doing stuff, family, gym time, whatever they do. And then 9 p.m. on is kind of when the people start settling down for the day and kind of set it up from there. So if you kind of keep that basic 9-to-5 message in your head when you're going to post, it will make your post a lot better. It'll make it a lot easier and they will be seen at better times. But again, play around with it on time frames. Okay. So with that being said, let's talk about areas of focus. Again, this is where you need to make that decision. You have your personal page. That's what you signed up with Facebook with, and then you have your business page. There's two major differences here. Facebook page, like on the personal page, the friends need to accept you. You have more control over who sees what, and then you obviously can rework your friends list. Whereas a business page, a lot of the times you have your friends that already knew what you were doing on there. But the fun part about the business page is you can see more data. Until you get to that influencer level, you can see more data per post. Okay, so you can boost posts, you can run ads. That's where you're going to run your ads. Now, I will tell you this. If you learn how to do Facebook ads, you will never have to pay for a lead again. That is a later conversation. If that is something you're interested in, I do have all the information on how to do that. It does forever change. So we're not even going to talk about it today. But the biggest thing is you just got to know the differences. In a business page, you want it to look professional. You want it to be you. You want to have as many reviews on there as you can. But just remember, it is very, very hard to build your business page up. That is why you want to focus on your personal page. So now let's get into a little bit more details. And then if you want to know how many times you should post something. So we're going to run into what we call types of post. Non-sales post, right? The one thing that is annoying, if you start going out, and if you already do this, you're not going to do this anymore. But what you do is a non-sales post. You want to be a person. They do not just want to work with a sales robot, right? So try to keep it non-sales. Family pictures, weekend plans, vacation photos, volunteer work, sports, kids, pets, whatever. Make them like you for you. Because when they're doing their research on you, believe it or not, every person is going to do some sort of research on the person that they're going to get in an empty house with. They want to know that you are a person. So you want to try to do something personal or put your own flair, your own spin on it at least up to 7 times a week. Next type is we have a sales post. I want to limit this to about 2 times a week. And it's the just ask or I need, I have speech. Looking for post and showing them kind of your speed of process, right? Example, I have 10 buyers looking, or I have a buyer looking in this marketplace at this purchase price. They've seen everybody I've seen every house on the market. I need 2-bed, 3-bath in this price range in this area, and they're ready to move now. Looking for posts, looking for something that's going to help your business. Again, showing them that you're connected to the world. Speed of process. Hey, I listed this property. It got sold quick. You want to try to keep that to 2 times a week, because if you're overdoing it or over bragging, a lot of times people are like, okay, well, they're busy enough. They don't need me. They're just kind of mentality of people. Hidden sales post. This is something that's up to 4 times a week. So closing photos, buyer seller consults, coming soon, open houses. This is also where you can work in your 5-star review on there on Wednesday. So you want to kind of limit that to about 4 times a week. And this is also too based off of after you've kind of built your sales process. Education post. I do these 2 times a week. I do mine on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as you saw on the thing. But you want to do some sort of market update, some sort of informative information about the market, interesting articles, things that get them away from their normal, the market's crashing, the world's falling, everybody's going to die, trains are blowing up, people are blowing up. Stay away from the negativity. Again, you want to educate the masses, because the more people that you can educate, the better off it will be, and the better they will be working with you, because they understand that you are a professional. You do not care what the rate environment is they're doing, and you don't care about the inventory, because you are going to help them do that. Motivational, again, keeping them away from the negatives. Try to do that at least 1 time a week. And then obviously weekend plans, 1 time a week, not wheel, but make sure again, let them know that you're local, hyper local. This weekend, this is going on. That weekend, this is going on. Again, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. You got a bunch of different events, activities that will be going on in your local area. So it's always a good time to just plan it out that way. Engaging posts. This is probably one of the most important posts that you can do. This is one that is going to drive people to your page, drive people to interact, and drive people to stay together on that. Ask fun questions that you're going to get comments, shares, posts, likes, whatever. For example, age yourself with, and this is one that you can send if you want to post this now. Definitely try it out, but make sure you're doing it in the right way. So if you want to learn how to do it in the right way, stick around before you post it. Age yourself with a GIF of a celebrity crush you had when you were younger. This one is fun. The last time I did this, I had over 150 comments, multiple shares, multiple things. Need motivation? Google 50 first date questions. That is what you can use. But you're going to want to do this once every other week, because if you overdo it, people are just going to put you with the rest of the noise. If you underdo it, you're not going to get as much engagement. Again, your goal is to spread your cheer, spread your joy, spread the love to everybody. And that's kind of how we're driving the post. And this post and these strategies can work on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, any other socials that you're trying to work in. They can all go across the board there. How to post. So this is something that you want to pay attention to, and we'll show you how to do it here in the next slide. But you want to change the color. You want to adjust the font. You want to use GIFs. You want to use pictures. You want to use videos. You want to keep the post on Facebook and Instagram. For example, do not take them off of Facebook and Instagram. If you remember back in the beginning of the course, we started having a conversation that the Zuckerbergs likes to keep you on the Zuckerbergs page, right? He wants to keep the money in-house. So if you are posting a link that's going to go to another website, the algorithm will drive you down. Example, link in comments. Just if you have a great article, post the link in the comments. Summarize the article, post it that way. Again, use emojis. And the whole point of that is stopping the scroll. What are you going to see? Are you going to stop at a white page, or are you going to stop at something that's bright and colorful? Bright and colorful is going to win every time, okay? Flamboyant wins, showing out wins. If you guys were here with us, there's a gentleman sitting here with a bright yellow shirt. Not sure why, but he is, but he stops the scroll. You want to be like his shirt. So this is what we're talking about here. This is an example of what we talk about when we talk about the junk feed. This is an example of kind of how it looks. And this is stuff that you're going to do from your browser, okay? This is just a basic layout of what we're trying to do. So from your browser, what we're going to do, and we're going to talk about now, friends list. We're going to talk about, so I'm going to show you how to create a friends list. I'm going to show you how to post onto your friends list. I'm going to show you kind of different tactics that you can kind of have. So, you know, you're going to start though in your normal browser. You're going to come over here. You're going to see the tree on the left. You're going to be able to click that down. It's going to drop down. And you're going to be working out of friends. Okay. So from there, you want to kind of, you want to click on friends. You want to go, once you're on friends, you're going to go down to custom list. When you're in the custom list, you're going to go down to create a list. And then from there, you can kind of add, subtract, and change it. Obviously, this is more of a higher overview of this. If you have questions about how to do that and you can't find the answer, that is why we are here. We will reach out to see if you have any questions about that. But let's kind of talk about changing it up and changing the post. So when you're going to post, and this is the same from your phone or your browser, this is made from the browser, just so you know. What is on your mind? You have changing where it's going to go. You have your public drop down, and it can change to the friends list. Then you have your normal post. You have how you can change colors. There at the top, right under the word what, and then you have the 3 dots here. When you click those 3 dots, it's going to allow you to add photos, check in. When you're checking in, you want to tag your business page as much as possible, and then GIFs and videos, or however you want to do it, right? That's how you kind of create that. And then from there, when you click the public list, that's what it looks like, post audience, and you can kind of change that every single time. So let's talk about where to post. So that is where the friends list is with the strategy that I use. And we'll go over my strategy here next. But you know, you want to post in your friends list. You want to post in your junk feed. You want to post on the business page. You want to post in your story. And then once you've kind of built that up and you've gotten the invite to the metaverse, you want to start posting on the metaverse because it's going to make your life easier. That's all about getting to the next level. That is a very high level course that we could do. Or if you have questions about doing that and how to get there quicker, reach out to somebody on the team and we will get you there quicker. So that is what you want to do. So for example, when you make one post, you're going to post it 4 times, depending on how many groups you have. So for me, I have 3 groups that I post to, so I'm going to post it 3 times. But on average, you're going to want to post it on your junk feed, starting out on your story, on your business page, and then at whatever group that you want to go there. So an average of 3 to 4 times. So types of lists, types of friends lists that you can create, getting your ideas set up. You can go simple like I do. I have an A, B, or C list. How do I decide that? Well, I started out with A and B, and I cut the friends list down in half, and then now I have C. Every person that I add after the 5,000 gets added to that. So I put 25 in one, 25 in the other, and then everybody else, since I'm allowed to have more than 5,000 friends now, goes in the C list. You can go complex. You're going to go past work friends, current clients, past clients, other agents, or you can go super OCD and you can nail down as many of that. The question that everybody always has, and I see one popping up, is how many friends lists can I have? You can have as many lists as you want. You can have hundreds, you can have one, you can have whatever you want to do. You can go creative, you can go simple. It's really up to how you do that. So next thing that we're going to chat about is building your friends group. building your Facebook presence, so to say. So with that being said, let's talk about how to add friends. Tips, we're going to stick around 50 mutual connections. That's what it looks like. So for example, to keep it private, I have a friend over here that has 90 mutual friends, or I have somebody over here that has 11 mutual friends. The 95% click-through rate, meaning they're going to accept you, is going to be better on the 90 side versus the 11, unless I truly, truly know this person personally. But right now, building your brand, building your up to 5,000 friends, you want to try to stick to that, okay? Add people you have met and talked to, and then the circle of five is clearly you're doing more, like it's going to be a future client or someone that you've had a conversation with, and you want to figure out who their connections are, so that way when it comes time to asking for the business, they say, oh yeah, now that I moved out, my mom's going to be an empty nester, so she's probably going to want to sell the next year. Great. Find out who mom is, go add mom as a friend. Most likely the circle of five are going to be the people that they talk to on a daily basis, the people that are responding to their comments, likes, whatever. So you could go onto somebody's page and you can figure out if they're part of the circle of five rather quickly. So anybody you go to, you can find out who sees their post the most, aka the 25 people that are typically on the jump that you see. So that was, again, a high-level overview of the Facebook world and how it works. There any questions, comments, concerns kind of starting out?
Can you check and see if anybody needs to be let in the room?
No. Yeah, there's one person. So yeah, they're in there. Cool. So yeah, that was a great question. Not on topic, but yeah, that's a great question.
Who was your celebrity crush?
Oh, Topanga.
That's a good one.
Topanga. I mean, what about yours, Tom?
Britney Spears.
I could see that too. Yeah, it was just Topanga. She stole my heart. Ever since she went dirt in Corey's hair in the first episode. All about it. Great. Sounds like we have all of the answers. And then what we will do is hop over to Instagram. Again, Instagram is a lot more complex than Facebook. So we're just going to go extremely high level overview, and then we're going to hand it off to the people that can make you more money. All right, let's jump in. All right, let me stop presenting, and then I have to start presenting. Instagram. There it is. All right. I don't know. It's not working. Where is it? That's not working correctly. You gotta pull it back up. Okay, Instagram, there we go. All right, there it is. Cool, awesome. Let me make sure we can all see. Bob, can you see the screen?
No.
What do you see?
Just people in the room.
Nice.
The display went away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's back.
Cool. All right, let me know if it keeps moving through. All right. All right, Instagram for real estate agents, part 1. Again, there's about 7 parts to this, but we definitely condensed it. We're just going to do a high-level overview just to show you the inner workings of Instagram. Post strategies all stay the same, but one thing changes, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. So we're going to talk about the stats. We're going to talk about business versus personal. We're going to talk about some tips. The algorithm explained, following, posting, sharing, hashtags, stories, reels, IGTV, do's and don'ts, agents to follow, and then tools that you can kind of use. So here's the stats that we want to pay attention to. There are over 1 billion plus, and that was from 2001. So it's an ever growing platform. So in 2001, there was over 1 billion people or 1 billion users on Instagram. 120 million use it daily. An average time spent per day is 29 minutes on the app. So again, it's all about showing up and being in front of the right people at the right time. So that's where consistency is always going to be key. So let's focus on your user profile, daily active users. Instagram has 120 million daily active users in the US and 500 million daily active users worldwide. Here's a quick little breakdown. 25% are 18 to 21, 31% are ages 25 to 34, 31% are in the buying age or first-time home buyer range. 18% are 35 to 44, and 11% are 45 to 54. So again, it is the younger version. You're going to get a little bit more of the younger users. You're going to get more of the first-time home buyers, just so that way you have an idea of how it's kind of broken down. That is where we are at with it. So you want to kind of know your audience, know who you're going after, and concentrate on the first-time home buyers, especially when it comes to the Instagram. Now, that's not saying that you should not change your strategy. If you're going for the older clientele, then probably social media is not your driving factor. But if you're looking to grow your database and sell to the future, knowing those numbers are definitely going to make the most sense. So getting started, again, this is very, very simple part of it. Download the app, sign up for a free account, share, engage, and follow people. All right, that's the point of Instagram. The difference between Instagram and Facebook is Instagram is based off of mostly pictures. They want to have it to where you can post quickly about what is going on in the world, and you can kind of create profiles that way. Again, it was another version of another social media, and then they can kind of combine with that. So I utilize my strategy. Instagram and Facebook are all go the same. So what I post on Facebook goes on Instagram. What I post on Instagram goes on Facebook, just to simplify it even more. So the difference between your personal account and your business account is you're going to have a lot more leadway and be able to track posts, tags, hashtags, and everything. So that is where you want to make the decision. Do I want to, on Instagram, do I want to do a business account, or do I want to do a personal account, or do I want to merge them? I merged both of my accounts. So that is where you want to be. So a business or a creator account or an influencer account, which is a lot easier to get when it on Instagram versus Facebook, it's just going to allow you to track numbers and track everything. Like the business page on Facebook, everything that you post, you can see who's been engaging, what's working, and what's not. So that's a good thing to have. I don't know, you can make a personal decision. You can make that adjustment if you feel the need to make said adjustment. If you have a ton of followers on your personal and want to get it to fold it over to the business, again, this is a personal question for you and how you want to run your business. So you got insights, paid ads, creator studio, you can schedule post out. It's just a lot easier to watch as far as a business. So this is how you do the switch, the big switch, and how you add it. So you're going to go to your profile, you're going to go to settings, you're going to switch to the business account, and you're going to connect your Facebook business page. So again, important to have the Facebook business page. Is how you connect all of them. And then eventually, once you get it all set up, you can set your profile to public and kind of get it to work from there. So again, it's going to be a opportunity for you to track your business. So when you're setting up your business profile, make sure you're selecting your products and service, just like any other business profile that you're setting up. And how to do that is simply in the app up at the top. That's going to be your driving force. That's where you're going to drive most of everything. It's where you're going to be able to see your activity, your insights, your saved friends, your close friends list. You know, you can kind of control a lot more via the business stat world. And again, that's the same on Facebook. You can see all these numbers on Facebook as well. But again, this is what it looks like over on the Instagram app. Now, again, Instagram, difference between Instagram and Facebook, Instagram is going to let you drive it mostly from your phone, whereas Facebook is going to be a little bit more user-friendly on your browser. So again, when making a decision on which one you want to tackle first, let that be a factor. If you work quicker from your phone, then obviously it makes a lot of sense to start with the Instagram side of things. So you can build both just the same way. And you can kind of see what there. So the analytics are the insights that you want to pay attention to, is how many people are following you, how many impressions you get, the likes, comments, all of that. You can track everything that is happening through the business page of your Instagram. Now, unlike Facebook, it is a lot harder to get a following on Instagram. You can't just go add a bunch of people and hope they follow you back. It's all about how many people and how often you are on there. It's something that we've been working on for about a year now, and we went from like 100 followers to we're just under, I think, 800 at this point. So it's all about, again, going out and engaging with that portfolio of different buyers or different algorithms that you're trying to connect to. So again, Instagram is a little bit different, but I just wanted to show you guys the analytics. So there's two ways to get out there and get analytics. You have you have the people that are already connected to you, and then you have the people that may be interested in something that you're talking about. From here, with the two posts, you can kind of control, what goes where and where sees what, right? Because you have your normal post, you have your stories, you have different things that you can kind of build from there. So you can use Instagram profile. You want to be able to switch back and forth, and then again, you can connect those. So with the Instagram post feed analytics and tracking all that. So we're going to skip over the analytics. You know what we're already trying to do. So how to post, where to post, and what you can post. You need to understand where you're posting it. So the first thing that you're going to find that on Instagram, stories are going to be key, because people are going to be able to scroll through the stories and they kind of disappear after a 24-hour period. So if you're trying to get a quick message out, always start with your stories and then on your normal page. So just like Facebook, choose where you're going to post it and go from there. Instagram, keep it simple. Do your normal page post, and then to your stories. If you have questions on how to correctly post that and stuff, again, that's like more of a higher level overview. Make sure you reach out to the team, and we will kind of assist you with the Instagram side of it. Let's go through some profile tips. Obviously, picking the profile picture that's going to suit you and your business, or it should be self-explanatory, but sometimes it's really not. You want to make sure your brand is set up and how you're going to post it. Like, for example, when you're using filters, if you want to make it all look the same, that is a great way to make sure your brand is set up. And be consistent with your brand and your post. Okay. So again, it's all about building your presence and showing yourself online and showing people that you are a real person. Username versus profile name. Your username and account name are two separate things. Both your username and your account name are searchable on Instagram. So when it's coming to that, you want to make sure that your username or handle, as it calls, appears at the top of your Instagram page. So if you want to see what your profile picture is, or what your username or handle is, just look at your @ so you want to kind of keep that in mind when creating it. Don't create something where it's a lot of words or a lot of things or a lot of ways for people to mess it up. Keep it simple. You don't want to go crazy. You don't want to call yourself Party Girl 21. You don't want to do A Smith 91. You want to try to do your full name, realtor. You want to add something in there, make it personal to you, make it personal to your brand, but make it when people are searching you that you are findable. Okay, so don't go crazy. So now the next thing is, and this is another change, you have 150 characters to talk about you, why people should use you, what your specialties are, what your passions are, your hobbies. You want to make it pop. So again, this is all part of the interviewing process where they're not really truly asking you asking you these questions in person. These are things that they're trying to find about you. That's why we're trying to get it all connected. That's why we're trying to make sure that you are shown as a real person. We want to make sure that you are there, right? So why should I follow you? What are you known for? And kind of make it pop. You have 150 characters to make it work. If you can't figure out what to write, sometimes go into other successful business portfolios but pages can kind of give you some ideas. If you can't think of it, borrow it. Here are some good examples to kind of work on and kind of see. And again, I will tag these people when I send out the actual class recording and everything like that. So you want to make sure that your profile pictures kind of link all together, and then you can actually link other links to your profile and kind of make them work from there. So that's, again, a basic overview of that. So with the promoting options, with the link tree, if you don't have one of those, look at getting one of those created. Again, that's another thing that we can kind of help you out with in the future. But you want to try to get people connected to as much as you have. If you have your own personal website, that's a great place to put it. You want to just kind of make sure that that profile is put together. Contact options, that's very important too, especially on your business profile page. I know a lot of places or a lot of people want to try to stay private, but you want to try to connect, set your contact options to where the best way that they can reach out to you. So phone numbers, emails, whatever that is. So as you're setting this up, these options will pop up. So you want to kind of make sure that you are building it all correctly when you're first building it. If you already have one already built, that's even better. It's just easy. Just go to edit your profile, change your contact options, email, mobile, to make sure, again, that you are findable. We're not going through that. So next, this is going to be why it's important to set those up. As we can see here, you're going to have your profile set up. Under there, you're going to have a call button, an email button, and directions. So that is where you want to make sure that on there, on your business profile, just like a Google SEO page, you're going to make sure that they all kind of connect together. So with that being said, so I'll stop here before we get into like hashtags and stuff and kind of how to engage your post. Does anybody have basic profile setup questions? Does not look like we do. Awesome. All right, so moving back to the PowerPoint that we have here. There it is. All right. So how to get engaged and start. Okay, you're obviously going to start out with 0 friends. This isn't MySpace. You're not going to have an automatic friend named Tom. You need to go add friends as quickly as possible. So where do you want to start? Okay, well, first start off as hyper local as you can get. Good examples are start looking for real estate agents that you can follow, start looking for partners that you can follow, start trying to find your database, try to connect your database to Instagram as much as possible. You can also share a link on other socials like, hey, I'm on Instagram now, come follow me. So start working on that step by step. So how do we search for those people? That's the great question. Right when you're on your phone, you'll see a little search button down at the bottom. You'll search that. So what can you search? You can enter people's names. You can enter tags. You can enter places. You can also now start following hashtags. So that is what we're talking about here. So you want to start picking and adding people to there. It's very, very simple. You hit the follow button, and that will start gaining your followers. As you start building the followers or people that you're following, they will start following you back. You can have it set to private where you have all your posts hidden. For your business purposes, I probably would not do that. So that is where I'm saying pay attention between personal and business and how you want to connect those. Again, my world's all connected. I use them all the same. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of it. They're all kind of entwined. So I put stuff out there that I'm comfortable with people seeing. So that is how to get it started. There are other ways. There are other companies out there that will help you do this. I do not do this, so I cannot back any of those said companies up. Now, I will say that sometimes it is a good idea to have a media person once you've kind of gained the following. So let's go through when you're following people again on your phone. When you do the search, you can just slowly start tapping the follow button. We'll start calling this the hamburger icon up there in the top. Again, that's going to be where we're driving all of it. You can change your settings. You can kind of change everything. If you're just looking to get started on other profiles to follow, you want to tap the discover people that's down at the bottom right hand side. So down on the bottom right hand side to kind of get mass amounts of people to start following, you're going to want to change the again, you're going to start down here in the corner. You're going to go to your top 3 there, or the hamburger icon, and that's kind of where you're going to go to discover and run that. So I wanted to go back to there because I kind of skipped over that. So here's some great people that you can follow. If you can see in there, there are 3 agents on Instagram who should consider following. They're posting great content. You can learn a lot from watching what they do and swipe some of their ideas. We don't call it swiping anymore. We actually call it borrowing. So borrowing other people's posts. Again, if you can't figure out what to post, follow the people that are getting the following, getting the engaging, and borrow it. Don't borrow it word for word, but kind of summarize it in your own way. So up on the screen there, these are some people that you can kind of look after and follow. Okay, so you have three different types of people that you can look at. All have a following anywhere between 2,400 all the way up to 18,000. You got the FAR group. You have Taya DeCarlo, and then Diana Machelin, I believe is how she said she pronounced her name. I'm sorry, Diana, when I met you, I really wanted to get your last name right, but I didn't. So let's talk about the algorithm. So the algorithm prioritizes it prioritizes fresh posts that relate to other users and interests. Again, just like any other algorithm, Instagram, since it is a extension of Facebook now, trying to keep you interested, trying to make sure the posts show up that people want to see. They're trying to see who you're following the most and how that's going to go. So that is where following tags that make sense to your business, following people that make sense to your business is a good way to get started on getting the following built up. Different for feed and stories and reels. Going into those a little bit later, or at a later time, those are going to be more open. You're going to be able to see more of those. But as far as your normal feed goes, you want to make sure that it's timely, makes sense, and it's reaching out to the audience that you're trying to reach out to. If you're looking to get Instagram famous, prepare for probably about a 6 month to a year of constant posting, constant working it. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's not something that you cannot do. It's just something that we wanted to show you. So in the algorithm interest, you're likely interested in content based on engagement with similar topics, timeliness, more recent posts prioritized over older posts, relationship content from accounts you've interacted with, and how often or frequency, how often you use Instagram, or it's really just with any social media outlet is, frequency. You got to make that decision on how many times you want to do it. I cannot have that answer for you. Sometimes 1 is enough. Sometimes you got to do 5. Sometimes you got to do 10 posts a week just to make sure you're getting the following that you need. And then again, usage, spending more time on the app means you'll see more algorithms and offer other insights that you probably did not know about. So again, utilizing it and kind of running your business in that way. So these are informative, based on the information. Instagram algorithm calculates how likely someone is to interact with a post, known as a score of interest, which it ultimately determines the order in which posts are displayed on their feed. So information about the post, is the poster, is it a photo or is it a video? When was it posted? How many likes did it have? Information about the poster, how interesting are they? Like, again, you're going to get a better opportunity if you have 1,000 friends versus 10 friends to get your stuff found, to get people to start following you, to get people to start like you. Just like anything else, it's all about using it. Let's pop over to how to post onto Instagram, and then we will kind of talk about the hashtags. So let's go over to how to post. If you do not know how to do this, this is going to be a super high level overview. When you're looking at your phone, there's going to be a plus button at the top. You're going to click plus. You're going to go to your camera roll, or you're going to take a picture right then and there, because again, it's based off of right there in the real time, and it's kind of, you're out there. You can hit the story icon. You can go to the reels. You can go to Instagram TV. Those are different places that you can post. So again, when you're first doing it, you have the on the top left is going to be your story. On the very top is going to go to either your reels, your Instagram TV, or the different ones. So you have two options, and both are the pluses. So once you hit that plus button, you can decide, what am I going to post? Where am I going to post it? If you have questions about what to post, where to post, and when to post it, obviously reach out. We can help you out with that. But with that being said, those are just kind of a basic high level overview of how to post onto there. Next thing is hashtags that I want to talk about, and then we're going to release this, answer any questions that you may have, and then kind of move on. So with that being said, hashtags are the most important part, because hashtags are things that people can follow, people can engage with now. So that is why they're important. So let's talk about impressions. So you can monitor every hashtag that you have. Again, part of having the business account versus the personal account is you can monitor result. You can test the hashtags and how you can improve them. So that's where the question comes in. The number of hashtags makes a difference. You can get organic without doing any hashtags, but the sweet spot is anywhere between 9 and 12. If you have 9 or 12 hashtags per post, you have a better opportunity of getting engaged with. So again, the numbers are there. That is where it's important. So minimum, start with 9. And then if you're not sure how to create a hashtag, start searching other hashtags, or go to Hashtag Finder or Google Hashtag Finder. Yeah, I know it sounds cheesy, but hashtags kind of help drive engagement, because again, those are things that you can go in and see. Like Cincinnati Real Estate, I think, has over 1 billion followers, or different things that have followers. So when you're doing it and you're doing the hashtags, it'll kind of show you, what's been popular, what's been working. So as you're trying to gauge the followers, use the normal ones, and then create a hashtag for yourself, just to make sure that it all kind of follows through. So with that being said, that is, again, a super high level overview. That is the 101 of Instagram. Again, there are about 30 or 40 different strategies that you can use with that. Reaching out to your local professionals and asking questions with them is going to be the best way to do it, and it'll help you engage those posts. So with this content, you'll have more videos and different shares that we use personally. And then we also utilize a virtual assistant company that specializes in running social medias as well. So if that's something that you were interested in, we're going to get that information out post-course, along with kind of our sponsors of the event and everything like that. So I am going to close this down. And does anybody have any questions? 1 or 2 have popped up. So why 9 hashtags? I have no idea. That's just based off of the data. That's what we kind of pulled up. But with that being said, that's just kind of our high level overview of how to use Instagram, how to use Facebook, and what types of posts you want to work with. So I'm going to hand this over to our friends over here. Let me pull their information up. And then we will pop over, see if we have any other questions. Okay, share window. Boom. All right. You can see that, right?
Yep.
I hear that. All right, so I'm gonna hand this over to Premier Planning. They are our partners as far as making sure that the things that we do is going to make us more money. They have strategies that I use personally that we like to call billionaire banking, how to grow your wealth, and really truly being self-employed. You need to take advantage of the tax advantages that are out there for you. So I'm going to step out of the way and stop talking, which I'm sure we're going to get a large cheer. Yeah, I will reach out. We'll have others back out there. So thank you again.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Now, this is all going to be at a super high level overview. So we're going to talk tax advantages for real estate agents. Obviously it's tax season. So we're going to talk about some things that you can do now before the tax deadline if you haven't filed yet. And we'll talk about some things that you can implement during the year that'll help you out for next tax season. And again, I'm Sean Chadwell, and this is Tom Jarris, and we're with Premier Planning.
Yeah, so going through this, like Sean said, first thing we're going to do is just common write-offs for real estate agents. I'm assuming most people will know a lot of these, but self-employed clients, we get a lot of questions on, how do I lower my taxable income? These are going to be some common ways. This next one, Section 179, is a really not well-known area of the tax code. It doesn't apply to a lot of people, and there's some nuance there, but we're going to talk through that. Finally, or I should say the second to last thing is going to be business structure and formation. If you were at our class last time, we talked a little bit about this, so sorry for repeating ourselves, but this is a really important thing as you move forward in your career. And then finally, we get a lot of questions on, okay, I've got my write-offs, my business structure is good, I still am owing too much for last year. How do I knock down my taxes for the prior year? There's not a ton you can do, but we're going to talk about a couple things that may help you out last minute.
You go on this part.
Yeah, so first things first, as far as common write-offs, commissions paid can be one of them. So this would be if you're working with an agent on a case and you split commissions and you pay them directly, that is something that you can write off. The next thing is home office. So a lot of people don't take advantage of this in our practice and what we see. If you have, say, a guest bedroom in your house that you use exclusively for business, you can write that off pro rata for the square footage of your house, and then you can apply that to your cell phone bill, your energy bill, cable, internet, and any home repairs that you have. So personally, last year I had a home repair that was about $2,000. My home office exclusion was, roughly 10% of the square feet of my house, so it saved me $200 on taxes. So these are all things to be mindful of.
One note on here, think about also if you make changes to your house that are great. So if you put in a new furnace and it has a certain level of energy efficiency, there can be additional tax write-offs or credits in that space as well.
Yep. Moving down the list, desk fees. If you're with a national franchise or an independent broker, if they charge you to show up and use your space, you can write that off. That would exclude you from the home office, but it's something to be mindful of. I think the next two are probably pretty obvious, but education and training is a big one. If you're going to seminars, make sure you're tracking flights, meals, Ubers, things like that, marketing and advertising. Obviously, if you're doing Facebook ads, things like that, make sure you track all of that. Moving forward, hopefully some obvious ones, mileage. I'm sure you guys are driving a lot of miles, going to showings and different things, going to seminars like this. For 2022, you get 62.5 cents per mile. So if you drove, call it 10,000 miles, you could save $6,200 on your taxes. So make sure you're keeping track of that. Office supplies, hopefully that's another obvious one. Notepads, pens, printer paper, all that good stuff. Meals, if you're meeting with clients to go get drinks, take them out to lunch, whatever the case may be. Obviously, your licensure is another one. Software, if you use a CRM or like Mike, you use some sort of database to send out the invitations and things like that. That's a write-off as well. Gifts, there's some limits there. I think for real estate agents, it might be $25 per person. I'm not sure what the legal lease is, but if you sell a home to someone and give them a welcome mat or, flowers or whatever, keep those receipts. You can write that off. And then finally, health insurance is a big one. If you're paying the freight on your health insurance, that's probably a pretty substantial part of your income that you can write off.
And that would go also to, dental insurance, vision, and any of that stuff. Anything in the insurance space is going to be eligible for write-offs.
So moving forward, section 179 of the tax code, this is starting to gain some traction on TikTok, Instagram, things like that, where people talk about how they buy a Lamborghini and it's free. We do not encourage people doing that. That's probably a little bit disingenuous. But basically what it is you're sitting there thinking about your business. Maybe you've had a really good year. You've got your write-offs, your income is really high for whatever reason. It just was a record year for you. You're thinking, okay, well, how can I get write-offs outside of maybe some of the things that we just listed? This is something that's available in a lot of circumstances. When you buy something, an asset, as a business owner, it has a depreciable life. So real estate, as an example, if you buy a business, you might be able to depreciate that over, call it 27.5 years, I think is what the time frame is. So if you buy something for $275,000, you could take 10 grand off your taxes each year for 27.5 years. What section 179 allows you to do is take that entire depreciable amount and apply it to the current year. So in the example that we use here to keep it really simple is, let's say you bought a car 100% for business purposes and it cost you 50 grand. Instead of taking a $10,000 a year deduction, you can advance all of that to the current year. You're going to get a $50,000 tax write-off. So it's just something to be mindful of if you're sitting there going, okay, business is really good. I owe a lot for whatever reason. I'm buying business assets. What are some maybe outside of the box ways to think about it? This section of the tax code allows you to really kind of amplify any write-offs you might have.
And we know that as agents, you guys are driving a lot, so this definitely would apply. Just don't buy a Lamborghini. All right, so going into tax time, talking business structure. Now, this again, this is going to be something that you're going to need to do to get set up for this year's taxes to apply for next year, right? So you're going to implement an LLC potentially or a C Corp, depending on what makes sense for you. So this is something that you can't use now for last year, but you do it right now for this year. So first things first, again, where does your money go when you get paid? All right. So we talked about this last time a little bit. Does it go to a personal account? Is all of your money going to a personal account, or do you have it going to a business account? If it's going to a personal account, you're most likely filing your taxes as a sole proprietor. All right. If you have it going to a business account, most likely you are set up as an LLC. Most popular right now is to elect what's called the S Corp taxation. You can elect C. And to get more detail on that, that would be a one-on-one conversation. So we're going to keep this higher level. So thinking of business structure, what is the significance of those buckets? All right. So first we've got sole proprietor. All right. Everything that you do passes through to your personal tax return. That part's easy. We all get that. It's also going to be the same thing for the S Corp with the LLC. But the difference, the significance, is that 100% of that is applicable to your FICA tax, right? Your Social Security, your Medicare. You pay your personal side and you pay your business side. So that total is 15.3%. Then you're also going to pay your federal and your state. When you go with the S Corp setup, right? Again, still pass through to your personal tax return. And you still get the same tax write-offs as you do as a sole proprietor. But the income taxation and how you pay yourself is different. So that FICA tax is still 15.3%. But if you make 100 grand and pay yourself a $25,000 salary and you take the other 75 as a draw, you only pay half. Or you only pay the FICA tax on the $25,000. On the $75,000, you just pay your federal and your state. So you're saving on $75,000, 15.3%. Obviously, that is significant, especially year over year. And if you take that savings, excuse me, and do something with it, now you're compounding, your net worth over time. So, and that's where we see here at the bottom, how do you pay yourself? So, and you can get creative with that. It's a gray space in the tax code. There is no rule like you have to have a 25% salary. You have to have a 50% salary. I have a client, they pay themselves 75 grand and they make 400,000. So they really manipulate that part of the tax code.
So that example, they save 50 grand a year of FICA taxes.
And that's real money, especially over the life of your career. You can go buy your Mercedes with that. Well, use Mercedes and then write that off. All right. So next we'll get into prior year tax reduction. So these are some things you can do now before you file on your tax deadline. All right. You want to start off?
Yeah, sure. So again, thinking through this, you're sitting there going, all right, my taxes are due in a month. I want to lower my income for last year. I got all my write-offs. Everything's good. What else can I do? Certain retirement plans you can contribute for prior years. So traditional IRA is subject to certain eligibility for last year, depending on your age. The max is $6,000. So if you were eligible to do that, you could deduct $6,000 from your income and made up max contribution for 2022. Moving down the list a little bit with 401k plans, if you have a solo 401k, your profit sharing component you can make for the prior year. So the plan total is $66,000. And let's say you did the max, I think last year was what, 19.5? 20,500, excuse me. So you could put in potentially the difference of $66,000 and $20,500 pre-tax for the prior year if your business was really good. So there's a host of ways that for prior year you can really reduce your taxable income using certain retirement vehicles.
Yeah, and you can set up a solo 401k. Again, you have to be 100% solo. You can't have any employees. You can set that up until the tax deadline. One that to the simple IRA is something that you need to set up in this year to be able to use to fund, right? That has a deadline of September to have implementation rules. If you have what's called a SEP IRA, which we do not have on here, but that looks and feels a lot like profit sharing as far as the rules go. That is another vehicle up until the tax deadline. You can open up and fund at these same numbers that we're showing for the solo 401k with a profit sharing component. So those are all things you can still do up until the tax deadline. For this year, for 2023, though, if you are prepared by September, you can set up again. You can set up a simple IRA. You can see the limits there, 15,500. You can set up a solo 401k with profit sharing. Again, you see the limits there for 2023. The benefit of the 401k, though, and you'll see the last point there is cash balance pension plan. So if you're having a record year and you're making a ton of money and you want to really put money away for taxes, you can do another, $265,000 to your cash balance pension plan. Again, you have to set it up this year by September to fund it, and you can fund that actually up until the tax deadline, but you have to have it in place by the end of the year. That really gives you a vehicle to stuff money away.
Yeah, so to Sean's point, I think, in closing, as you sit there and think about your situation, if you're making a lot of money, you're making a lot of money as a couple, there's definitely ways where you can defer hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in taxes. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it and if it makes sense.
And I'll say too, since a lot of times you're working for a broker, you're on your own. The nice thing is with benefits, 401k is a benefit. You have to offer it to all your employees. So if you truly are solo, the ability to manipulate that money and defer it is much greater for you versus having to give any slice of the pie to someone else. So keep some of that in mind. Any of these benefits do have to go to employees if you have staff that work under you. Anything else? One thing I will say, if you want to go to your broker or something, we are happy to come in-house and do a small group setting. That way we can make this more customized to where it's not so high level. We're happy to do that. So feel free to reach out anytime and we can set something up. You want to wrap up?
Sure, wrap it up. All right, so yeah, that is something we'll reach out and we will have these full recording along with everybody's contact information, as well as our sponsor information, and kind of pay attention for the next course. We have 2 lined up right now. The main contenders for the next one will be appraisals. And then we have an appraisal panel. I'm setting that up now. Most likely will be at the end of March, depending on availability of my appraisers. And then we're going to do Google SEO and how to build your Google business and how to run your Google business correctly. My Premier Planner will probably teach us a little bit more about billionaire banking, go a little bit deeper into this. Trust me, like I said, they're being self-employed borrowers. Self-employed people, that is what you need. You need somebody that actually knows what they're talking about in your corner. If you do not have somebody that you go like trust, I will tell you that Sean and Tom are the go-to no matter what there. So, like I said, thank you for coming. All of our people online. I think we had a total of 20 people on at one point in time. So we will get all that over to you in the next day or so. So if you have any questions, reach out. Thank you again for coming.